What's up, beautiful creators? Oh my God, it has been such a long time since I've been on your screen, and I'm so excited to be back. So much has happened. Like, I was in South Africa for 2 months, then I flew to Bulgaria to shoot BTS for Dell, and then I had an LA screening for my first short film here, and then I flew to DC to have another screening for my short film with Issa Rae and the Hooray team in Washington, DC at the Kennedy Center. And then all throughout all of that, me and my roommate decided to move, and hence the new YouTube studio. Even throughout everything and all the traveling, I've still been working so hard. So I've been DPing a lot and just exploring that space so much more. But today in this video, I really wanted to talk to you all about the new Aputure LS 600d.
Eliante pulling up, feeling like Harry Belafonte. Look at my racks, feel like Serena went from the back. Swing, pull like Jim, waves on swing, and a rock Timbs with the tech. Butterfly doors on the Tesla, I just spend shit on gas.
$150, I be at the strippy club, whiskey sippy cup.
There's three main differences between the 600D Pro and the 9 Pro version, which is their newest light that they just came out with. But before we get into that, I want to take you all behind the scenes on a project that I shot for Skillshare. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're here and this is where we're going to be shooting at. It is pretty tight, but we're going to make it work. So we have Taylor, who is going to be playing a guitar, and so we're going to be setting up for her class. We're our own set designer, so they're doing set right now. But the way that we're going to light it is essentially our key is going to be the 600D, the new 600D. We're also using the Aputure Nova P300C, which is the RGB. So we want to add some color in, you know, just for like feel and to illuminate the overall room. And then we have some Titan tubes that we're going to like help out with this set. So we're going to try to like push out some of these colors on the amps just to kind of create like a nice little room for her as she's kind of like playing the piano and teaching, you know, the class. All right, guys, so we are finally dialed in with all of our lights. We're apertured out here. First, starting off with the new Aputure 600D that I was talking about earlier. Is a workhorse again for this type of interview. So we have it keyed with a grid, and then we also are using Aputure 300D. We have 2 Aputure P300Cs. We are killing the game today to create this beautiful look. And with that, I'm going to show you all how we did it with my gaffer mouse, started from scratch. So we're going to turn off all the lights and go one by one. Let's go. All right, so first we're going to start off with the hair light. And then we're gonna go and add the wall, like bring some texture to the wall. Nice, that looks really nice. So he's kind of silhouette-y. So now let's bring in some accents. So Serena, let's kick up that 300. Nice, so we're able to see a lot of the texture on the amps. All right, so now let's go ahead and Miles, let's bring some accents into the door. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring a little light to the bottom of Joshua just to kind of add some feel at the bottom. There we go. Nice. And now, of course, we're going to have Casey turn on the P300 for some feel. Oh, this is looking great. And then Miles, let's go ahead and add the lax accent for this wall just to add some more color. Nice. Ooh. All right. And of course, the most important that we have with the Aputure 600D is the key. Yes. Let's talk about the lighting and how we got this look, because essentially it was like your brainchild as the gaffer to just kind of take what I was thinking and what the client's thinking and to kind of create this. So let's start off with the amazing new 600D we got.
The 600D. The 600D is one of the better ones. It has a lot of kick to it. So we actually are double dipping this with an LCD because it has so much. It's a great utilitarian light. You can bring it on with small crews. You can bring it on with large crews. It's light enough to where you can rig it on a lot of different surfaces, but it's sturdy enough to where you can put it through the ringer.
Yeah, and I think the thing about this new 600D is that even though the Pro has like weather, it's like more weatherproof and it has the CRMX, but what we're doing is been super fast paced.
Absolutely.
We've been having to like move around really quickly
Yes.
and kind of do more of like a documentarian type of style of shooting. And so the thing about this is, one, the control box is a lot lighter. It doesn't have the CRMX, but for shoots like this where it's just like a small crew, it's not necessarily needed.
Yeah, and I mean, you still have DMX in there. So even if you do need to get on a lighting board, or if you do need some type of wireless management, you can still plug a DMX in and it'll work just fine. Obviously, CRMX is a great tool to use, but like you said, on this set, we're not going to be in any rain. We're not far away from our lights, so this is exactly what we need.
And then for the fill, we decided to go with the Nova.
Yeah, and the Nova is great because the Nova filled in perfectly where we needed it to be, because it's a panel, so it already has like a very soft light to it. What we did, we just banged it straight into the corner just so we can pick up the entire ambiance of the room. Yeah. So,
And I'm loving this gradient.
yes, yes.
This is dope. So what did you do? Because I see some Novas, but then I
Yeah.
see, what, 300 rocking?
Yeah. That's one other great thing about the Nova is that it's RGB. So you can turn it pink, blue, red, whatever you need. It basically has it covered. So we decided to split it with pink and blue, mainly because they're on opposite ends of the spectrum. It's just like a match made in heaven.
Nice.
So what I did was I kicked pink through the door so that we can have the pink hit the background. And we didn't want too much of the pink. We wanted to change it up a little bit. So we decided to put a flag, which is a 4x floppy, on the left side of that lamp, and on the other side of the flag, we put a tube. So that it looks like there's nothing but blue coming out of this door, but in fact, there's pink splashing on the background as well.
Yeah, and it's creating a nice gradient with the reflection of
Yeah,
the door.
absolutely.
And then at 300, of course, is probably your light.
Yes, yes, and the 300. So on this one, we actually just have a reflector. So we have 3 different modifiers on the same type of lamp. That just shows you how versatile the 600 is.
And then you actually were able to control their lights. These are hue, so you were able to control these. But it would have been great, of course, to get some bulbs.
Yeah.
But we did have to rock with these, and we just kind of splashed these onto the wall to give it a little bit of texture.
Yeah. These lights, now, traditionally we try to stay away from the practicals. We try to fill in with whatever we can to make it seem practical. But these lights actually were okay. I'm not mad at them. And you were the one who decided to just kick them straight into the back to get some nice texture on the wall, to a room that was very boring.
It was.
You made it, I feel like we made it exciting.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah. And we made it warm because we needed warmth in here.
Yeah.
Actually.
I mean, you have the wood, so the wood, it would have been weird to not have it warm.
I agree.
With the wood. So I'm excited about the 600D because,
So am I.
I don't know if I'll be able to afford a Pro, but I could feel like I can hit that market for the 600D. So I love that in my 300D. So this is what's up. This is what's up. Thank
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Of course. I'm looking forward to the 600D too. So, and I'm looking forward to this shoot as well. So
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so with that, we use a lot of Aputure lights. The 600D was like our main light. We had 2 600Ds, which was really cool. Again, it is just like the 600D Pro. The 2 main features that the non-Pro version doesn't have that the 600D Pro does have is, one, the 600D Pro is more weatherproof. It is more weather resistant. So it has a lot of things that allow it to work in extreme conditions or extreme weather, such as weatherproof fans internally. It also has waterproof connectors, and it has rubber caps on all of the connectors as well. The 600D does have rubber caps on the connectors, but you will get a more weather resistant light if you go with the 600D Pro. The second thing that is different between the Pro and then the non-Pro version is that the Pro does have lumenradio as well as CRMX. So if you're looking to use apps such as blackout or anything like that, or your gaffer prefers to have that option, then it may be important to go more for the 600D. And I feel like if you're a solo filmmaker, or if you do smaller gigs, if you do corporate work, or if you do interview style content, you really don't necessarily need the 600D Pro. So you don't really necessarily need to spend the $1,890 because you might not even be using all of the features for that price. And you can save $500 to use towards getting new modifiers for your new 600D, the 9 Pro version. So I honestly feel like that would be a better deal if those features aren't really worth your while, if you feel like you don't necessarily need those features. The 600D, the 9 Pro version, or the little brother to the 600D Pro, pretty much has every single other thing that the 600 Pro has. So the power, the connectivities, the punch, like it's crazy amazing. It's super bright. The dimming, the lighting effects, literally everything else the 600D Pro has, the 609 Pro has outside of those two features. So when it comes to that, honestly, I'm just really glad that Aputure came out with another option for people who need a more affordable light, because these lights are really affordable even if they sound expensive. Like, you're getting like a lot of power in these lights for the prices that you're getting, because there are other lights and other tiers from other companies that are way more expensive than Aputure lights. So I'm just really excited that they continue to think about the everyday solo filmmaker and like what they can do to kind of help ease the process or make our lives easier. So shout out to them for even just coming out with this option to have that. So I'm super excited. Hope y'all really liked the video. Let me know your thoughts. If you ever felt like you wanted to get the 600, but it was either too expensive, or you know, just never got it yet, you do have another option. So definitely look into it. Whatever it is, leave them down in the comments below. Definitely like this video and share it with your friends. Thank y'all so much for watching and being patient with me. I truly do love y'all, and I'm so glad to be back. Shout out to Aputure. Definitely check out the 600D. Let me know your thoughts. See you all in the next video. Love y'all.